Family, how's every single one of you? Welcome to another episode of our show. And these are the reason why we never do Dynamite. Because we always get disappointed. You know, what the hell happened in the Unification title match, CM Punk with Jon Moxley. We're going to be talking about everything. So thank you for being with us one more time. And Paul, 3 minutes, two paradigm shifts, and done.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, should we talk about that first? Should we go to the show in order? I mean, this whole thing was just a train wreck from the beginning. The opening segment, okay, whatever, typical Dynamite shit, whatever. Then you get into Thunder Rosa, what she had to do. Then you get into the Unification match, which was hyped up, and it started at 9 o'clock. I thought, okay, these guys are going to go an hour. Ha ha, silly me. They went 2 minutes, not even. I mean, yeah, this is a newsworthy show, but for all the wrong reasons.
It was terrible. It was terrible. Absolutely terrible. So, let's go. Thank you so much for being with us, for all the love and support that you give us all the time. We love and appreciate you. More content coming your way, family. So, like you said, Paul, the first, episode or, first segment of this whole show, Jericho with Garcia meet face-to-face. This is just to set up what is going to be at All Out. So he says, I like he makes fun of it. It's like you're a sports entertainer and not a wrestler, and everybody's saying you're a wrestler. That's the only thing that make me feel a little bit okay, this is kind of cool. But Daniel wants to be turn babyface. That's what I can see it. And now, be part of the Jericho Society. He doesn't want to do that anymore. He pushes him away. Bryan Danielson comes out. War of Words with this too. We see this on NXT years ago. Remember that, Paul? So, they want to do it at All Out. They need to have a big match, and I don't know if it's a big match to have Jericho and Danielson. I would much rather have other type of match right here. But this is what they're going to give us on All Out on September 4th.
I mean, if anybody can bring anybody to a good match, it's Bryan Danielson. Jericho's not a slouch. Obviously he's lost weight a little bit better. In the ring, we've seen the past couple matches, and we saw maybe the past year or so. But, I mean, like I said, this segment was okay for me. Garcia coming out here, I had the best match in Dynamite history. Bro, fucking cool the Jets a little bit. No, you didn't, okay? Calm it down, because clearly you're not even close. That's
I can't hang out with my idol.
That's why if you look at the breakdown of the hourly views, halfway through that match, people tuned out. You lost over 100,000. So no, not the best match in Dynamite history. But, and to counter what you said about the whole sports entertainment gimmick, that was funny and relevant when Vince was there. Now that word is sports entertainer is pretty much banned. It's like the reverse. That word is banned on WWE. Now they're wrestlers who wrestle in a wrestling ring.
Yeah.
So, there is no sports entertainment. So to me, this is like a joke that falls flat, a gimmick that it shouldn't even work anymore. But it's the whole thing, is Garcia going to turn babyface, or is he going to stay heel with Jericho? But he leaves the ring because he can't choose between his mentor and his hero. And then this is the match we're going to see. Hager knocks him out. Of course, goes after the bad neck of the guy who could actually wrestle and draw you money, because the other two guys who you could draw money, you pretty much ran out of your company, which we'll get into that later. And yeah, they beat him down. But no, I mean, Bryan Danielson's got to get the win here, I would think. But
no,
then again,
you
thought somebody else was supposed to get the win later on tonight, and they didn't. So who the hell knows what this guy's doing?
It's true, though. It's very disappointing. They like to everything that they have going on good. They don't do it. So, let's talk about this one. Was actually a good match, and that was Dax Harwood going against Jay Lethal. Very good match. I liked it. A lot of intensity. And at least they did kind of the right thing for me, Paul. Why? Because at least Jay Lethal got a win. He cheated for that. We got to see, of course, the Jushin Time, their Liger Bomb, and that was cool. And, we got to see it here, the sharpshooter. All of these things, is at least cool professional wrestling. So I do like that. And Jay Lethal, pulling the trunks right there. Really cool stuff. And a lot of matches were set up for what is going to be All Out. And this one, particularly is going to be really, really cool. I'm excited because they're going to have the Motor City Machine Guns, with Jay Lethal, kind of like Impact going against AEW. So this is cool. Wardlow, I don't know why he's in the mix, but at least, seeing the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley, and also Chris Haven is going to be good.
Why is Wardlow in the mix? Because the greatest booker of the year can't figure out a feud for one of his number one baby faces in Wardlow. That's why he's in this match. And also, you're going to do 2 6-man tags on a pay-per-view. Ooh, that's not good booking either, booker of the year. But no, this one I'm definitely looking forward to a lot more than that other dumpster fire one that we're going to see. But, I mean, hey, all 6 of these guys, fantastic. I think it's going to be good. But again, really, you couldn't give me just a singles tag team match with FTR. You know what I mean? One team versus one team, FTR somebody else. Even FTR Motor City Machine Guns, just do a Forbidden Door fantasy match.
Like that.
You know,
like that.
And then, I don't know, Wardlow versus Jay Lethal or something. But
for the title.
You know, I don't know, do something, but a 6-man, again, it would be fine if you weren't doing another 6-man on your card. Absolutely.
So, you know, Paul, Thunder Rosa, she's not relinquishing. See, that's something to consider. They don't relinquish the titles, Paul. They just kind of like, hey, I'm injured, and I'm
he
just
does that
like,
because he's not, and I'm gonna get your opinion on this, because it's his company. He could technically do what he wants. He could take the old traditional rules and throw them out the book because it's his company. Whether that's right or wrong is up to the individual. But I feel like he'll relinquish it if he goes, yeah, okay, I'm done with this person as my champion. But if Tony goes, no, my storyline in my head and my booking, because I'm the greatest booker in the world, that storyline's not finished. So you can just be injured, but when you come back, you're still going to be champion. Instead of doing what's natural and what you actually see in sports across the entire world, where, okay, I can't defend it, I'm going to be out a couple months, I relinquish it. Yeah, that's how I see it. Thunder Rosa, I love her as champ. She's legit. She's badass. She's a wonderful human being. Everybody who says they meet her, they said she's one of the nicest people they ever met. So that's awesome. I believe it. So I feel bad for her, but she should relinquish it. It shouldn't be an interim.
It should be more like, hey, you know, instead I'm gonna like have to relinquish the title, I'll get it back. You know, like maybe I get the first title shot, something like that. But like she's like, no, like there's gonna be interim, you know, like a champion also. So we're gonna see that at All Out, and this is gonna be the matchup. We're gonna talk about just in just a little bit. Before what we got to see, this is just not even worth it to talk about. Billy Gunn going against his kid, and the kid won. Very simple. Who cares about this storyline? This is why AEW is not consistent. This is why the show sucks. And you know, I mean, Billy, I love Billy. You know, that's one of my guys from the Attitude Era, but I don't care for them at all.
Billy and his sons were a fine team. That's what you expect. There's the veteran father and his son. That's what. And they worked as babyface and they worked as heel. The three of them together. Nope, greatest booker of all time of the year. Splits them up. And the Acclaimed, who was good on their own, you know, now they're with Billy Gunn, which that doesn't make no sense. What, so they can say "Scissor me, Daddy"? You know what? Those 700,000 people that love saying that they're not going to draw you any money. They're eventually going to all go away. So that little catchphrase isn't going to draw any new viewers, Tony. I'm just telling you this right now. But
absolutely,
no. I mean, this is both of these teams. You know, then Keith Lee and Swerve came out, make the save and everything. They're good. They offered them the tag match again. Like you said, this pay-per-view was just throwing everything at the wall. It's just, here's the pay-per-view, and you just dumped it right on your lap because there's no long-term build. Nothing was exciting. The only thing that was exciting, we lost it in 2 minutes. But I mean, this match will be good, but the Acclaimed, to me, they lost a lot of their steam with this whole Gun Club interaction.
Oh, yeah, they're not ready to lose those championships. And, you know, I mean, they don't have anybody else. So, like, I mean, the Young Bucks are, like, busy somewhere else. FTR are busy somewhere else. The Lucha Bros are absolutely, like, lost. They never do anything with them.
Too many belts. Way too many belts.
Yeah, they do have all their stuff, exactly. Like, and they're introducing even more belts. So that tells you the whole story, Paul. And, you know, let's go with the next one. And this is probably a better one that, like, you know, we were talking about. And this is, like, Britt Baker. But this was just also, like, 2 seconds. You know, 2 seconds just to, like, pretty much just give her like a win, because we were going to know what was going to happen with the titles at All Out. So Killing King, you know, the match was okay. Pretty much Britt Baker dominated from top to bottom. So I don't know what to say about that, Paul. But, you know, the girl is decent. But Britt Baker just pretty much slingshot, the stomp, all of that, and the submission hold, the jaw, and all of that. Tony Storm came out, and Kazuchika. They're going to be fighting for that title in the Fatal 4-Way alongside Jamie Hayter also. So, of course, you know, Paul, I was thinking to myself, oh, they're going to probably have a tag team match next Dynamite. Yeah, you know, WWE booking. That's fine. You know, but this is the laziest booking ever. What can we do with a Fatal 4-Way? Let's put all the women involved and just split them up in 2 tags. Yep, and let's have a match between them.
Yeah, I mean, you should have had Britt Baker beat Kylan King, cut a promo. Maybe even just have Toni Storm stand on stage. That's it. Or no, not even. Just let Britt Baker have her moment. Can anybody ever have a moment anymore? No, it's always got to get interrupted. But let her have that. Then maybe next week you have Toni Storm saying, you know, because Thunder Rosa even said, oh, you know, I hope she goes on to win this, blah, 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 my tag team partner and this and that. Toni Storm should say, I should be in the match. Britt Baker should say, look at me, I was a former champ, I should be in the match. Hikaru Shida, I should be in the match. You know, have all them argue, and then maybe whoever, Tony Khan or whoever is the on-screen booker, general manager. Oh wait, there isn't one. But somebody should just decide that it's a match. Don't do a tag team match the week before. That's shitty booking. Nobody cares. Nobody's excited because the heels are probably going to get the win. Because none of the heels, I don't think, are going to win. The match. What are you going to do? Put the title back on Britt Baker? I don't know. If anybody wins, I would love to see Jamie Hayter. Let it be somebody new. Tony Storm, I don't believe it.
I would love to see Jamie Hayter, like you said. That would be really cool because it will be somebody that doesn't talk too much. We don't know a lot about her.
One thing we don't need in this company right now is any more former champions winning the belt again, because that's not going to do anything for your ratings.
Absolutely. I agree with you. That's the big thing with this stuff. So let's talk about pretty much what's supposed to be the main event. Why is never the main event? Why is the main title not the main event? 9 o'clock I'm thinking is this match gonna take an hour? Or I was like, okay, what about the other matches? But this to define the undisputed AEW champion, Jon Moxley and CM Punk. What did you think about all of this? Because this is what starts the problem here. He does the kick onto Moxley and he gets injured more with the injured kick. So is this a work? Is this for real? I don't know really what was happening here. A lot of controversy, CM Punk, what's happening backstage, all of that with Jon Moxley also. But after that, 2 paradigm shifts, and Jon Moxley is the undisputed AEW World Champion. I'm not happy with that result, but I think that I don't know what it is.
And also when he to just comment on the match, when he went for the pin, he also flipped off the hard cam. This is TBS. You understand that. They got hot water with the heroin addict and the pizza cutter and everything else. So and Moxley also dropped the F-bomb on TV before it got TBS in hot water. So is anybody ever going to tell this guy to behave, to not get AEW kicked off the network or get himself fired? Again, things to think about here if you're the world champ. But no, I mean, the only thing you can say is if CM Punk got injured either in the pull apart last week or even on that kick itself, if he got injured, I mean, then what choice did you have? You had to put it on Mox. You had to, right? I mean, you had to take it home. So if that's what it was, then that's what it was. And that's okay. That's my one say on it. My next say is if this is because A, you wanted Moxley to be the champ, and that's the sole reason. B, because of the heat he had with Hangman Page and the Elite and Cole Cabana and whatever else. If it's at any of those 2 reasons, and what Punk said last week when he said, "Where's Hangman? Come on out," and he didn't come out. Oh, that's not cowboy shit. That's coward shit. And they pretty much said, if you want to yell at me, like when you cut that promo last time, don't expect the receipt to be just as bad. So he called them out and made Hangman look like an idiot. And if this is all because of all this stuff, I mean, don't be surprised if you just lost your biggest star. You ran off MJF. MJF wanted to be legit, wanted all this stuff. You weren't paying him. You weren't paying him like the top star he was. He knows WWE will. You jobbed him out to Wardlow. He cut a promo. He told the truth. He's sitting at home now. We haven't seen MJF.
That's the problem. It should have been and come out. Should have came out.
This is the same thing with CM Punk. CM Punk is telling the truth because he's not gonna. He said, "I'm not coming back to wrestling to be bullshit." It started to make him bullshit. Started to try to treat him like bullshit.
Yeah,
he told them off.
Not good. No,
and now you do this to him. So if he's not, like I said, if he's hurt, Tony, you did what you had to do. But if he's not,
and also
bad, and this is essentially handing it over to Triple H.
Hurt? Why the hell would you let him come back that soon? Don't you think you were injured?
Because he's a mark. He's a mark, and he wanted to build it up to the pay-per-view and get exciting. When instead you should have gave the belt to somebody different than Moxley, somebody else who you had building up in the wings, and let them have it for a while, and then maybe have Punk come back at the pay-per-view to just make an appearance, not even wrestle. Come out at the end of the pay-per-view, instead of rushing it back weeks early.
And of course, he had to cut a promo saying that I'm the shit, nobody second touch me, I'm so good, nobody cares. You know what? I don't like, the fact that he's still, like you said, it should have been MJ, it should have been somebody different, it should have been an AEW guy. I've been asking that for a long time. Don't have any WWE guys as your champion. It makes you look good. No, it doesn't make you look good. It makes you look like boring. It makes you look lazy. So, and I'm talking about lazy Paul, Christian talking trash about Jungle Boy. They make another match. Of course, they're going to be at All Out. And here, Jungle Boy's gonna win. So of course, this is meaningless because I don't see Christian.
And the one thing, this I could care less about. But before this, the one thing that was actually good was the Ricky Starks promo. He cut a great babyface promo, and I mean, I think this match is going to be good because both these, Ricky Starks is fantastic. Again, he's another guy. How did you not build him up or build Powerhouse Hobbs up? One of these two guys, and whichever one's not wrestling, the other one should be in his corner against Wardlow. How is that not built up? I mean, come on, it's right there. Either one, right. You don't got to do big man versus big man. You could do either one. But again, Tony Khan just loves splitting up teams that make sense, like the Gun Club and everybody else. So, we're going to see this match. I think it's going to be good. He cut a great babyface promo. But I mean, okay, you would think the new babyface should win, but man, Powerhouse Hobbs is a monster. Shouldn't he win? So why have this match? It sucks.
Yep. No, I agree. It's bad booking. It's bad booking. So, I mean, the program said the intensity was really good. He said a lot of good, stuff that was on point. When I was famous, I shared my fame with you. You were nobody. You were like Britt Baker's bodyguard. Really intense, and every single line makes sense. So it was really cool. But again, like you said, it should be maybe like Hobbs going against the Wardlow, for the TNT. It should be something like that. More don't have these guys.
And imagine if MJF was there. And this was a feud for nothing, just a feud just based off their promo ability. If it's just off promo ability, MJF and Ricky Starks could be a main event.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, yeah. But this is going to be a next Dynamite, Jake Hager against Brandon Danielson. This is, to build up all out. Okay, whatever. Do we really care for it? No, not really. Not too much. So, the last match that we were supposed to see, and this was the main event. This was okay. I'm not, completely oh my gosh, this was supposed to be the best thing in the world. But this was the trios match, Will Ospreay with all his buddies, Aussie Open, and again the Death Triangle. Actually, the match, if you like the spots, I mean, this makes a lot of sense. It was good. It was long, and they gave it a lot of time. I mean, but again, completely ruin it for me because they're going at it really well. Canadian Destroyer, Scotters, all of that stuff. Counter Black Arrow, I did like that. But of course, keep saving Paul with one of the most uninteresting guys. I didn't know he was still part of the company. That's how you ruin a great main event.
I assume he's Australian and he's going to join Aussie Open. No, this match, I like Pac. The Lucha Brothers, I like. I'm not sure where they stand with me now. Pac, I like, kind of. He's still all right. This match was for the Japanese marks. Because especially with what you had coming out, nobody knows who Will Ospreay and them are. Even though they were on TV a little bit for Forbidden Door, nobody still knows, even those 700, 800,000 people that watch. Maybe 500 of them know. 500,000 of them know. The rest are like, okay, we don't know.
Finisher, they get triple cutter, they get the win. And like you said, in the trios tournament, we're going to see that's going to be the bracket right there. They're going to...
And that's what it was. It was just booked so we could see the Elite versus these guys. You had Don Callis on commentary. He's insufferable. He's awful. And, this is just for these people. And Kenny Omega cutting the promo last week, calling the fans annoying little cats, that they're cute, but they shit and piss everywhere, and he has to clean it up. Is this guy mentally unstable? I think he needs to get his brain checked more than his body. Omega is... This to me is not good. I don't know. Some people like it, apparently. There were some people clapping, but to me, as soon as CM Punk got squashed, that was like a fart. All the air was out of the show
pretty much ended. So, family, we just got to do a quick version of AEW because, we wanted to see that unification match. It was supposed to be the main event for All Out. We'll see what happens. We will be covering All Out and maybe a rematch. We're going to get more insight for you guys. And we're going to talk about maybe when we do the NXT UK review, maybe we'll talk about a little bit of what happened with CM Punk. Is he really injured? What are the plans for All Out? All of that we'll be talking about. Also, because in NXT UK, we're going to be talking about Worlds Collide because there was a lot of matches that were added to that pay-per-view. So it's going to be really interesting, family. So thank you so very much for being with us. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, leave us a comment, let us know what is going on. You like it, you don't like it, and Paul, where can they find us?
And follow us, Rope Break, on Facebook, the OG Rope Break on Twitter, Original Rope Break on Instagram, Twitch, and TikTok, and of course right here on YouTube, the home of the #1 podcast in the YouTube wrestling community, the Original Rope Break.
And you and me have one more thing that is left to say, and that is... Ad-